Hello and welcome to the Groomsmen. My name is Adam, and we're doing this today. So, before I get to it, we're going to be using borrowed Yates Precision Manufacturing Merica razor in titanium. You saw Scott use this most recently. This is Fayez's. Got it all shined up and everything for you. Already can tell you, this is still my favorite Yates handle. Like, guys, for real, do more like this. Maybe just a smidge longer. It's just a smidge longer, but the grooving and everything there. Titanium isn't as light as aluminum, but still is good. I am planning to get one in brass, though Fayez wants me to get one in titanium. We'll talk more about that stuff in a minute. Also going to be using, I had just a little bit left of a sample of Spearhead, aka C4's Black Watch that Sack sent me last year, but spent some time getting that dialed in for you guys. It's pretty thick right now in here, but it should go on good. So let's just get that on. I've got a second use Nasset blade in my Fayez's razor, I should say. I haven't shaved, as you can see. I haven't shaved in I don't know when. Whenever the last time I posted on Instagram was, so I'll have to look at that and tell you when that was. But in anticipation of wanting to shave with this razor. So I don't plan on making a habit of doing that, although as you can see from my new haircut, that look was working. Casualty. I keep losing whiskers out of these things. I don't know. I was pretty gentle with it too. I always try to be gentle with this, with the higher end badger knots, but still losing them. So we're no stranger to Yates on this channel. Did a pass around with the 921 with all three plates. We've used the original Merica. We've used the original Winning. We've used the reintroduced Winning. Whatever they put out, we seem to really be into. So doing about it. So before we start, just want to say right off the bat, the most attractive thing about this razor, other than obviously that it's attractive, is getting an American-made titanium razor for under $200. At the time of recording, this comes in at $175 US, which is insane, I feel like. I mean, I don't know. Are there a lot of them? You think you go to Blackland and everything when you think about other American-made titanium razors, you ain't getting one for under 2 bones. That is for sure. I think I actually did rewatch my initial review of this razor, which I don't normally do, but I did it for you guys. And that is smooth, y'all. I stand by it. I do want to get it in brass. Getting it in titanium. I don't have any titanium razors. This is actually the first titanium razor I've ever used. And so I also did, which is I think my most watched video on the channel, a comparison between the original stainless steel version of this and this razor right here, which is the plus from Henson, and said, you know, your next best razor. I can rewatch that. If you guys want to see these two go at it, I can tell you right now, the Henson, I just looked at it, the titanium version of this is still $250, and that's Canadian. So there's gonna be some, I mean, depending where you get it from, I think they only sell it directly from their own store. Correct me in the comments if you're wrong. Which means it's gonna cost you some more money getting into the country and all that stuff. But if you want to see these two go head to head again before I send this back to Fayez, just comment. So you want to see it. But yeah, that video, your next best razor. I mean, for $175, if you, I don't know, let me finish this before I make a decision. I feel like this somehow, and this is going to make you think I'm insane for wanting it in brass, but this somehow and this weight makes it even better, honestly, with the balance point. I feel like it's even more balanced in the stainless. You know, part of the reason I don't want to get it in titanium is because the brass razor that I picked out was the Carve Overlander. And every time I shaved the one I borrowed, it was awesome. And then I got my own earlier this year, and it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't good in some spots. It wasn't efficient enough. This razor is definitely more than that, but that comes in brass, obviously, and stainless, and aluminum, and copper, and bronze sometimes, I think, the Carve Overlander. But I just really want a brass razor, so, you know, whatever. Plus, I have it in my mind that if and when, and they must, Yates releases the winning razor with its redesign, now that they own it again, in titanium. I mean, the stainless and brass version of this, I think goes for $90. I feel like the re-release version of this one for $75. So if a titanium version of this is $175, we're talking what, maybe based on that ratio, $160 for the titanium winning. Which the biggest issue with the winning for me was always that the handle was too slippery, which they fixed, and it was too heavy for its size. So it just was, like I said in my video, unwieldy, you know? So I think that razor would do just fine. And hey, why not both? Maybe I'll get a brass one and then decide I want it in titanium too. I don't know, probably won't. Ooh, okay, that's the only issue with the lightness, is it just skipped a little bit. Do we get it? I think we're okay. Right. The first titanium razor, first time using this razor, I'm impressed. I do still want a little bit more handle, so that's why I feel like the slightly heavier, you know, even though the balance might be a little bit better, and that's just from memory. I haven't touched one. That video review was from 11 months ago. So, you know, who knows? But the brass will probably be slightly heavier than the stainless. But I want it. I want it in brass. So leave me alone. It's not you guys, it's Jonathan. Jonathan and Fies are gonna gang up on me and try to pressure me to buying this in TI. But I'm gonna hold out for the winning, I hope. It's gotta be soon, you know, like, they sold out right away. Fies bought one, obviously. Jonathan, even more obviously, since he's already reviewed it on the channel. And they used Fies' Yates link, which I am gonna pop up probably in the description. And the Yates link, if you don't know, there's a video, I'll probably include that here for Fies, where he's got an associates link, and affiliates link, and affiliates get kickbacks, but instead of pocketing that money, Fies wants to give that money to charity, specifically mental health, probably groups that focus on men's mental health, which we all agree with, and that's what we all plan to do if and when this channel gets monetized. So go ahead and subscribe already if you haven't. We're at like 850, I think, 849. I don't know. We haven't done a giveaway in a while. We'll probably do one at 1,000, and it'll probably be some good shit. Who knows what it'll be. We'll probably all chip in as much as we can to make that happen. All right, that was past one, but that was with the grain, and with the grain should always be easy. If the razor doesn't feel good with the grain, in my experience and opinion, you're not gonna have much fun on the subsequent passes. I'm trying to do it Scott style today, raw and unedited, but we'll see where we end up. Okay, that's a little slippery right there. Yeah, okay. Just as smooth. No Another casualty from the brush. I don't know, guys. I don't see me paying up over $100 for a brush and knot anytime soon after that. All right. And you can cruise with this, man. It'll go. And then one of the things I've noticed about the Henson that I have, even the aggressive one, which isn't aggressive, it's efficient, is it does get some pretty good drag when you have a lot of growth, which most razors, you know, can. Makes sense, more, you know, deterrent or more resistance against what it's doing, but most of mine don't. I've got a few that are here for sentimental reasons at this point. I would never use them with this much growth. This is when I would normally break out the R41, the Rex Ambassador, the Storto. Don't judge my sideburns from this. I had facial growth going when facial growth, that sounds gross. I had facial hair going when I got my hair cut. So. Yeah, let's talk about the stuff I find interesting. So again, and I might be missing something, but if you can find me an American-made titanium razor that comes in under $200 new, put it in the comments. I need to know. Do you have the TiMerica? Do you love it? Do you hate it? This is one of Fayez's favorites. He needs to get it back because it's in contention. I'm gonna do a cleanup pass. It's in contention for the top 5 spot, maybe the top 3 spot in his collection in terms of shavers, which he's got a few. He tries to keep it low. He doesn't just have a bunch of them like Scott and JD. Fayez, Christian, and I, Sack, sorry, how dare I call him by his Christian name, tend to kind of try to keep a few them out on hand. I've got about 2, 4, 6, I've got about 7 razors going right now that I esse. And once I buy my brass offering, I'll go over them. If you can name them all, it's a little creepy. I mean, I don't use that many different razors on here, but try to slick this up a bit. I'll do one of those. People like those, right? You guys like those razor collection top whatever ones. Can't sit here and pretend to be a minimalist, but I try to do what makes sense. For a while there, when I was just collecting to collect and I wasn't even using the vintage ones that would sit. Which we've all been there. With different stuff too. I had just enough soap. I had severely misjudged the amount of soap that was left in the sample container, and I decided to go with it just to see. And I'll be damned if whatever, I forget the name of that base is it Highland or something that they put in the dark watch. If that did not blow up, I'm impressed. I mean, I was very thin layer of soap in there. I spent a good deal of time building it for that reason, trying to build volume. I'm really happy with it. I'm planning to put it on my Christmas list, I think, the dark watch set, because I don't really have anything that fits that bill. If you're we're excited about maybe like an Asian plum, because there's a strong plum note in here, the concept of it, but then maybe not so much an execution from like Aron and Evans, I would recommend the Black Watch. So, all right. I really like that Yates has interesting pricing, because you look at the 921, depending on how much you get with it, you know, it's over $100. It's stainless. I mean, the base 921 with, I think, just even maybe one plate, if you were to get the M version or whatever, which is fine. I recommend getting the H, at least. If you can get all three, that's awesome. But it comes in, I know they got the shop now. Sometimes they just drop them, I feel like. I don't know, I don't always look. But it comes in like $140 or whatever. So for like half the money, you're getting like a really good razor in stainless and brass, and then just to get it in $175, wow. And it's machined by hand in here, you know, with like quality titanium as far as I know. I don't know a ton about titanium, but you got the TI symbol on there, which Scott pointed out in his video I really like. So yeah, I can't fault it. Let me just, well, I wanted to do it Scott style, but that's gonna have to be cut because that was a chunk of time. I really like this razor. I think, like I've been saying, for the amount of money that it costs for what you're getting, and I think it's great. So if you really like the original and you can swing it, try out the TI. Maybe you'll like both, maybe you'll not like it. Someone will probably want to take a stab at it if nothing else. I feel like for $175 for a TI razor, if you've been curious about titanium and it's been kind of out of your price range, because usually it's at least $200, $250, you know, $300, depends on who it is, what it is, all that stuff. Still has the magnet, I can confirm, in the bottom. It will not hold the brush there, but you can hear that happening. That's magnetic, I'm not just tapping it. Yeah. Well, I don't really know what to say about it. I really like it. It's like, just like the other version, only it's titanium and it's affordable. So, but yeah, I think the pricing's interesting for how much the 921 is and everything. I'm not saying the 921 is overpriced by any means. I think it's a great razor. If you're gonna get one, though, I recommend at least getting the M and H plate version just in case. But solid, guys. What can I say? So again, if you want to see the battle between this and the Henson for some reason, you can comment and see it. I'm not gonna get no one in the groomsmen has a titanium Henson, and I'm not going to procure one because I'm not interested. But the winning in titanium, Jake, if you see this, about the springtime maybe, around March. Let's go. Oh, and then I just want to say thank you, because going back to Faiz's link with the affiliate link, obviously him and Jonathan both used it when they purchased their new winning razors, but so did several other people. So we appreciate that. It was really, really nice of you guys. That's really great. Again, that's not lining our pockets in any way. That's all going to be donated. So yeah. All right, well, we're going to call that a shave, and thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you next time.